Hello, hello. Oh, Tangasaps, how you doing? How are you doing? Well, here we go. This is it. This is qualifying for the first round of the Formula One 1983 season. And it's at Brazil. You can see by that picture behind me. It's not Interlagos. In 1983, they raced at Jacarapagua. It could be pronounced with an H, I'm not sure. Could be Jacarapagua. But it's definitely in Rio, Brazil. And yeah, let's let's go. As you There we go. So what we've got here is you can see the first few rounds. These are the tracks. First race is in Brazil. The second race in Long Beach. Uh, the third one was at Paul Ricard. We haven't got that in the game, so the only other French track is Le Mans, and the closest I think the layout would be the Bugatti layout. So I've gone for that one. Then we've got Imola round 4. We've got Monaco round 5. It's called Azure in this game, and then we've got the Belgium Grand Prix at Spa. Then we have Detroit. We haven't got Detroit in the game, but we've got Watkins Glen instead, because that's a similar sort of region over in the west. And then if we scroll down, we've got the Canadian Grand Prix Montreal, Silverstone, Hockenheim, Spielberg, which is the in the old Oysterreich Ring. It's now called the Red Bull Ring. Then there's the first issue we've got here. We haven't got Zandvoort, so the closest we've got really. There's no Dutch tracks, so Cavello Long will be substituting for Zandvoort, and then the last 3 rounds are the same as same as was in 1983: Monza, Brands Hatch, and Kalami. So there we go. 15 rounds. Beg my pardon. Hello, Howard. But if anyone's excited wanting a race tonight, it's actually Saturday is going to be the qualifying, and the Sunday is the race every 2 weeks. So this is qualifying only. There we go. So let's hit the start button. Everything is sorted out and done already. We're actually racing 100% distance. The AI we're racing at 105, which you might think it's quite high, but I've done some testing, and although in qualifying they've got the turbo engines have got the special qualifying engines, and they go a bit quicker than me, in the race it's more of a level playing field. But yes, so this is qualifying. Let's do this. Okay, as you can see, I'm racing the car there, the arrows, and it was driven by Mark Schurer actually, so I'm taking Mark Schurer's place. My teammate is Thierry Boutsen. You'll get to know all the names of all the drivers. You probably know a lot of them. And it is wet. Okay, that's fine. So let me just check this now. This is the free. Right, this is actually the free practice, so we're going to bypass the free practice and go to qualifying. But this is what it was like about an hour before qualifying, so yes, very interesting indeed. Right, just 1 second. Okay. We've already done our practice sessions and everything, so we are going to continue to qualify, and let's now see if it stays wet. The track may still be wet. Here we go. This is quali, yes. So it's still raining and it's wet, so you can see it. I don't know if you can see it at the top of the screen. Let me just have to check to see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. It says live for me, but 59, so it's an hour qualifying like the olden days, back in the day. So I'm going to check on my qualifying. I've got 6 laps of fuel in here at the moment, so I think we're going to go for that for now. We may shorten it for the second run maybe. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we haven't had qualifying in the wet before. I have had running in the wet though. but not in qualifying. Interesting. Okay, so pit limiter. I had to set something that's a bit limiter, so I thought 140 was about right. It's not crazy. Basically, there were no pit limits in these days. Right, let's get used to these conditions. It may dry out as the hour goes on. Hopefully it will a bit. Can't believe my first qualifying session is in the wet. Why are you eating till end? Why are you eating till end? I don't know what you're talking about, Tank Steps. I've already eaten. I've had my dinner. Right. Let him go, some space. Waiting to qualify. Oh no, we got plenty of tyres, so we can go out now to test it out. That wouldn't be much of a fun stream, would it? If I was just sitting in the pits for half an hour. Right, I'm going to test this out. To be honest, Angus Epps, it may get worse. This may be the best of the conditions. You just don't know, do you? I don't know what the weather's doing. It's completely random. In fact, it's not random. It's realistic weather from today, but this time in 1983. So basically, it's the weather today. "41 years ago." Is that right? 41 years ago? Qualifying was... Whoops. I don't actually know. I don't know if qualifying was shown on television back in 1983. It's possible. This is really just testing the... What's the sound like, by the way? Can you hear the car? Trying to avoid the big puddles. I'm hoping it dries out. Is it? Oh, that might just put me up then. To be honest, it is a bit quiet. In these conditions, I think it's quieter. But I'll see what I can do in a moment. Maybe I'm loud. I didn't foresee this eventuality. I didn't practice in qualifying conditions in the rain. Because Brazil, whenever I practiced Brazil, it was normally dry. Okay. Let's let him go. Yeah, I think it was allowed before, but I turned it too much. I turned it down too much, the engine, I think. Oh, this is going to be tricky. I'm going to be starting from... I could be starting from a low position in the wet. We have to see. But it's got plenty of time. I know I can go a lot quicker. I want to avoid the curbs. In the olden days, the curbs were not to be messed with. Nowadays, you climb curbs, don't you? Well, sometimes. Some of these curbs in those days were like huge. Yeah, after this first little run, I'll see if I can turn the engine up a bit with regards to volume and maybe power. Avoid that inside there, looks a bit wet. See what I mean, Tango Step? So it could get worse. It could be like heavier rain in a moment and then just stay like that. So you almost want to get a time in. Oh, wow. There's a turbo car. Derek Warwick in his turbo Tolman. So in the dry, they were doing more like about 15, 16, 17 seconds faster, I think. Oh, it's tricky when you got the spray, I must admit. Oops, off that curb. You almost don't want to press anything when you're on the curb. Right, got to find another 4 or 5 seconds, but I it's going to take a while to get used to this. Haha. So this is like a more of a normally aspirated car. There's turbos in this, and normally the turbo cars are a little bit better on the qualifying. They seem to have some sort of funky engine where they can turn up the boost and stuff. There's certain things you can turn up in this car, and I've closed the engine. You can close the engine and it gives you slightly more power, but it's dangerous. You don't want to do it for the race because it will just blow up. Any dry line, anyone? No? No dry lines yet? Still looking damp, isn't it? Still looking damp. Yeah, this is the Carapagua circuit in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Used quite a lot in the 80s and got Interlagos as well, the other Brazilian track. Fuel we got left. Oops. 10, less than 10 litres. So we've probably only got enough for a couple of laps and then we'll have to come in. Could push even harder. I don't know, never quite sure how much to push straight away. Whether you're going to aquaplane off or spin off on the corners. I've got a couple more laps and we'll come in. Oh. Ah, yeah, there we go. That's what happens if you get on the curb. Just got on the curb there. Who's coming? That's it. We've definitely got wet tyres on. If you had slicks on now, you just would not go anywhere. You'd be just sliding really badly. Maybe we should just come in and do some changes. There's no aquaplaning as yet, really. I can't feel. There's no real big puddles or anything like that, so hopefully it'll start to ease off. Rennie Arnoux, Alain Prost, Nelson Piquet, top 3 at the moment in the qualifying so far. Only 10 minutes gone or so. Yeah, I think we'll pop it in. I can definitely see places where I can make up bunch of time. This is the final last 2 turns. There should be the pits here. Right, let's pop into the pits. Ooh, that's slippy. What happened to this weather? What's going on with this weather? Ah, goodness. Okay, so in this game it changes the. You can set it, obviously. I didn't actually set it. You can set it so you pit crew all ready for you, and it's quicker. Yeah, you can't see that. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sneakily go into the options. Player engine volume. Let's put it up to. Oh. Now what I've done is I did get some stuttering with when the AI were coming in the pits, and I was told that there's a little bit of a thing where when you've got the all the mechanics come out, it's quite a good thing. You've got all the mechanics, it's really cool. You see all the mechanics come out, but that PC seems to suffer when every AI comes in. But the human one is okay. You would have seen more of my mechanics here if I would have requested the pit stop, but I didn't actually. I forgot to do that. Also, funny enough, there's an option on here to swap to an AI. I'm not going to do that, obviously, but you can. Have your pit limiter still on. You can actually, yeah, you can make the AI do the rest of your race, but that's not. It's kind of cheating, isn't it, Ren? I don't know how fast the AI would go, but you could request a pit stop and then swap to AI for the rest of the race. I guess you can do it you can race in endurance events with an AI maybe, whereas if you do an hour, then or the pit stop, you do a pit like a fuel stop, and then the AI can do a fuel stop, and then they can swap back to you. I guess that'd be quite cool. Do like a some sort of WEC event or something, some sort of endurance event with yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Is it drying out at all? Looks like this weather's setting for the day. Well, look at that, but we never know. After this race tomorrow, I have to start practicing for the second one, which is the second round, which is at Long Beach. That'll be interesting. A little bit different to this track. Whoops. Trying to give it more beans, but maybe not a good idea. Puddles appearing? Looking for puddles. It's quite wet. Haven't had any aquaplaning as yet. So we are beating some AI at the moment. 16th, interesting. off the curb then. Ah, Bussell. Now this guy in the Ligier is, I think I've kind of worked out that I think he's the slowest guy in the field. Raoul Bussell in the Ligier. Oh, I can see the red rain light there. When it gets really bad, all you can see is the red rain light. In the dry you can just go right round him, but sort of can. Oh, cut me off. Cheeky monkey. Wow, this is tough. Haven't had this at all in any of my little qualifying runs. Slide, slide, slide. Kind of hoping it dries up, but it's looking doubtful, isn't it? Whoops. Is someone else there? No. Slid off a bit there. Oh, right, let's get past him before the end of the lap, maybe. How close are we to the end of the lap? Getting quite close, I think. Wasn't sure if he was going to pit or not then. Woo. There we go. We're certainly not very bright today, is it? Bright and sunny. Before every qualifying, before every race, I could always check what the weather was going to be, but I think it's not cheating, but I think it's far more fun to not check what the weather was. This is real weather from exactly, apparently, exactly 40, to this day, 41 years ago. In Rio, Brazil. I can check afterwards. Oh, that's going a bit too quick, I think. Oh no, okay, I think, hanging on. Ah, I went just too fast. I got excited, I saw there was a second up. Oops. So, at least we know now I can go at least a second faster up until that point. Matt Malone, when was he born? Wow. Matt Malone. 1980. Was he born in 84 then? Or 85? Oh no, it's a Ferrari. Get out of it. Go away, Ferrari. Oh, same year. Okay. Ferrari was obviously quite good. Oh my god. Can't see. Well, I can see, but it's not ideal. Oh. Follow that rain light. Whoops. Whoa. I was hoping they were going to try up. Doesn't look very dry, does it? Oh, that's not good. Bonk. Give that a clonk, didn't I? Maybe I should pit. Not sure. Does it feel? Doesn't feel perfect anymore, I don't think. Yeah, I'll give that a bit of a clonk, didn't I? It's over pushing. I mean, even in the dry though, I'd be struggling to. Some of these turbos engine cars, be struggling to stay with them. But the race, it's weird. The race, I don't know what happens. It's just more of an even playing field. That's always the dodgy one, the wet. Matt Malone. I think I'm just going to pit just to make sure, check the car out, make sure it's okay. Oops. Of course I would pit if I could stop the car. Sort of missed the pit entrance there. No one saw that. Oh my god. It's a bit slippy. Right. Okay, so I only know when it up here, you see the fuel going up, it's putting some more fuel in. Ah, the repair bar. Okay. Oh, Spear's seen this before, hasn't he? Because he's played at Automobilista. Right, let's I'll tell you what. Actually, just 1 second. Weather rain. The track wetness is soaked. I don't think we've got any other options with regards to the setup. It's just automatic by weather, it says. Yeah, slicks, wet, or just automatic by weather. There's no... what have we got in the car? This is the qualifying. Yeah, this is the one we wanted. Right, let's go again because I think I can go faster. What are you doing there? Oh, let's get out before Johnny Giacotto. Is that Johnny Giacotto? Don't know. Oh my goodness, who's that? Might have been Winklehawk. When does it stop being going through you? Oh, it is Giacotto, yeah. Hey, Macintosh. Yeah, I think I can. It's a shame it's so wet, really. Huh? I should hope so. Right. Okay. What's that noise back there, by the way? Who knows? Right, let's warm the tyres. That's the point. Has anyone checked if the tyres actually got warm a little while ago or not? They're blue at the moment. Sometimes when they come out of the pits, they're quite slow. I think they deliberately go slow the first out lap and then all of a sudden they speed up. It's weird. Right, come on. Tyres are still blue. That means they're cold. Let's get them green. If I brake a bit harder, maybe. And the brakes are not completely green yet either. They're a little bit cold. Whoop. Curb. This is very interesting, driving in the wet. And I remember way back when, Automobilista, going back a few years, the AI in the wet were ridiculous. They basically drove the same as they do in the dry and the wet, which was ridiculous. But thank goodness they've sorted that out, because that was just crazy. They was using dry physics in the rain, and it was just silly. Silly, I tell you. Right, here we go. Let's see if we can do a lap. I can't tell you if it's getting drier or wetter. I cannot tell you. It doesn't look like it's getting any drier. I am, on the other hand, maybe getting braver. So maybe my braveness will give me a faster time. And hopefully it will start easing off with the rain will stop. Do you know what? Shall I put, in a minute, shall I put crew chief on? Oh, I was meant to put crew chief on. He's quite handy at telling you stuff. Oh. Too hot, too hot, too hot. Yeah, he says stuff like that, but also he tells you if it stops raining, and I know you can kind of almost tell it stops raining, but sometimes when you've got the spray you can't really tell so well, if you know what I mean. The spray just confuses you and you think, oh, it's still raining. Yeah, so there's a certain amount of acceleration you need to do. Some of the corners you just can't go flat on acceleration. You can't just slam the throttle down. It's almost like there's an eggshell underneath the throttle pedal. Right, okay, so this is the last corner coming up, is it? Right, whoever that is pitting. Winklehawk? Right, okay. Whoops. Almost aquaplaning, or whatever it's called. Oh, he's just come out the pits. Come on, you come out the pits, give me a chance, mister. Nearly clipped him then. Oops, got on the curb there. Oh, I do want it to stop raining. Have a bit of dry run. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, to have a bit of dry running? Oh, hi Race, how you doing? Well, so the race tomorrow, obviously it's 24 hours on, so it'll be maybe completely different weather and it will be nice and dry. What shall I do after this, by the way? Spear was talking about wanting to drive something, but wanted to race something. Not quite sure what though. Oh, don't get on the curb. Huh? Bikini? Yeah, but Spear, that might work better for one person than someone else, if you know what I mean. Whee! Hang on. Got a green sector. I think I did go slightly quicker. Oh, why's there a car there? Oh, come on, I'm just on a mission now. Don't mess me about, back mark, whoever you are. Pain? Oh no. That's not good, you're in pain. Uh-oh. Oh, what is this? Come on, mister. Have you both just come out the pits? Because that's like not fair. Right, behind is a normally aspirated like me, and in front is a turbo. McLaren didn't have a turbo, did it? Oh, I was going too fast to keep him behind me. Oh, okay, we're okay. Come on, let me through. Oh man, you're an outlap, mister. These two are playing games with me. I'm sure they both come out the pits. If I had a horn, I'd honk it right now. What gear am I in? Oh, okay. Wow. The tyres are not even getting completely warm. Oh, no. He's slower, I don't want him to be. Can I get around the outside? That's not this weather. Ooh, over under. Right, I've got a plan. Ah, it's blocking. Now the Brabham's coming back at me. Pesky Brabham. Ooh, gap. Merged. Oh my goodness. Look at the Brabham. Look at that turbo. He's just showing off. He flew past myself and Lauda. Lauda's in a 3 litre normally aspirated like myself. Oh. Beginning to struggle to see when there's cars in front with the spray. Whoops. Oh, this spray is diabolical. Uh-oh. Going deep around all the corners. Woo. How can we dry this track off? The rain. Oh, I'm getting grabbed by some of the puddles. That's bad. Possible aquaplaning coming up. I've got a feeling this is getting worse. Well, this is 1983, so Senna's driving karts. I think he's driving karts. I know in 1980, whoa, 83. When did he start Formula 1? 84? Actually, maybe he was in the British Formula 3 with Martin Brundle. Hey, Tiger Steps! Oh! Way too fast. Oh, that gravel. Thank goodness. Yeah, so he was in the... He joined the Tolman team, didn't he? And yeah, I think he joined the Tolman team in 84, and so he would, this season he wouldn't have been in Formula 1. Yeah, he would have been in the British Formula 3. He won the title, I think, from Martin Brundle in second in the championship. I think British Formula 3. I think that's off the top of my head. Whoa! Saw a car there. Hello, good evening. Good, is there a car there? There's a car there now. Oh, this is crazy. Crazy weather. Whoops. I can just about grip. There you go, British Formula 3. I was right, yay. Is there a gap? Is there a gap? There's another car coming. Can't see it. There it is. Going well though. Apart from it's a bit wet on this track. It's making life a bit troublesome. And it's starting to grab. Sometimes you get a pool of water, little pools of water, it starts grabbing the tyres and the wheel. Oh, it's going to turn early then. Knew the track was going right somewhere. Oh, it's so much fun in the dry though, with qualifying tyres and qualifying fuel. I mean, P16. I predicted I would get around maybe just into the top 10 with the dry qualifying, but it's hard to tell exactly. I've not done a proper full test of full qualifying session, but I've done testing bits and pieces here and there, so I do know. But in the race, I can hack it with this. I can sort of hack it with some of the top teams. We'll soon find out. Tomorrow. Wow, this is so wet. Very wet. When this race went on, I was 11 years old. Yeah. The last corner coming up. Trying to remember it actually. I've been watching them, but so long ago I saw the 1983 season that. Wow. Yes, you're right. You know what? Everyone I've seen, and in the Murray Walker, everyone, I've all called it Jacarapagua, yeah? Well, there was one YouTuber that called it with an H, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, if Jerez is Jerez, maybe it is Jacarapagua. But so many people have called it like almost sounded like a J that I'm going with it. But there you go. Well, I mean, I just call it Jacarapagua, which I don't quite well, but with an H in front of it. Because J's sound like a bit like H's, don't they? In Espanol. Well, it's Portuguese, isn't it? Brazilian's Portuguese. Maybe cancel that. Maybe that guy was trying to pronounce it with an H was being too fancy for his own good, and he's forgetting that it's Portuguese, not Spanish. Oh my god. Caracura. Wow. Doesn't look like it's going to dry up, does it? Anytime soon. Could be a bit of a washout, this one, in the end. Right, there we go. Let's see if I can. It looks dry. It looks a bit as though the rain's easing off, but I think it's because I've got no one in front of me. There's no spray. Oh, I forgot about the fuel. Sorry, Baldy. I'm out of fuel. Where's the tow truck? I can't believe I forgot about the fuel. This wouldn't even happen in the race because I would have already set up my my race strategy and everything, and it's all, you can't really get it wrong. Especially if you've got Jim on, he would have told me, wouldn't he? But I didn't have Jim on. I'm going to have Jim on tomorrow when I do the race, definitely. Yes, we'll have Jim on. So what are they doing at the moment? But if I go back to the pits, monitor. So this is the Renault, Alain Prost in the Renault. One of the quicker cars on the grid. Went on to race for McLaren. And Senna was with him for several seasons at McLaren in the late 80s. And then famously in 1990 was it, he went to Ferrari. And then raced in 91. And then I think he got fired by Ferrari. He missed out 92, and then 93 he was in the all-conquering Williams, because Nigel Mansell moved to America, IndyCar, and so that's why we had the zero. 2 seasons running we had the zero in Formula One. Damon Hill was the zero, remember? Prost did not want to be a zero, apparently. I think that was his words. So he was the number 2. He was given the opportunity to be 2 or 0. He didn't want to be a 0. Yes. And of course, Prost, spoiler alert here, probably all know this, Prost won the title with the all-conquering Williams. No real shock, really. Damon Hill did push him quite a few races, but Damon Hill was relatively young and inexperienced in the powerful Williams, but yeah. And of course, then Prost retired, so we've got the zero again, and we obviously had Damon Hill in the zero again, and the number 2 was taken by Ayrton Senna. Anyway, you got wine. That's good stuff, Howard. Yeah, so there he is. Actually, on the provisional pole at the moment is René Arnoux. There we go, René Arnoux. Been many years in Formula One at this point, but this is his first main. Well, I say first main break. I mean, he was in the. He was together with Prost actually in the car we just saw, the Renault, last season, 82. But I think they had a few, I don't know, a few disagreements. I think not so much him and Prost, but him and Renault, and I think he wanted to leave. So yeah, he took the plunge to go in a French car. Was he a French driver? And there he is at the moment in the. Sorry, no, he was in the French car, but he went to the Italians because he wanted to drive for the Italian team. Yeah, a bit like Hamilton for the 2025. He's going to be joining the Ferrari. Looks a bit different these days, though. Yeah, but I forgot where Arnoux was. But then he went from one car to the Renault French team. It was a lower team, though. He went to. He was one of those teams with just one driver in. There we go, René Arnoux. Looks like he was. Oh, really, Howard? Cool. Yeah, René Arnoux. Was he in the Ferrari or was he in the Renault when you started watching? Nelson Piquet. Now, he is the current. No, he's not current world champion. He was world champion in '81. Ah, Renault. Okay, cool. So he is the. He lost the championship last season to Keke Rosberg. Funny enough, Keke Rosberg, the champion, who's got the number 1 plates, number 1 somewhere on his car in well, probably just have to click, really, Ben. There you go. There's the current last year's world champion. See the number 1 in his car, Rosberg. He actually only won one race, bizarrely, in 1982, and collected the world championship. But yeah, that's just the way it went. Unfortunately, the death of Gilles Villeneuve at Zolder in qualifying, and then the teammate of Villeneuve, Didier Pironi, unfortunately smashed his legs up in Germany, Hockenheim. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. But either of them could have won the championship, but unfortunately they didn't. And Keke Rosberg, who, as we all know, is the father of Nico Rosberg, who drove in the 2000s for Williams and Mercedes and such like. But there we go. Yeah, there's Manfred Winkelhock. Great name, Manfred Winkelhock. Did he drive in DTM after that, or was it a different Winkelhock? I think there might have been a couple that drove. Yeah, sorry, 2010s. Oh no, Manfred, you're on telly. Don't lose it. Yeah, Manfred Winkelhock, the famous ATS team. You can see there, ATS. Quite sure what he's doing there. Actually did qualify quite well in some of the races in the 80s from time to time. Not a bad little car, I guess, but had a lot of failures in the races, unfortunately. Well, I was hoping it might ease off a bit and we can go out and do a bit of drier running, but it still looks like it's raining. It says rain and it says the track wetness is soaked, apparently, which is a shame. Prost has gone a little bit quicker though. And there we go, the JPS Lotus cars. Later, in a few seasons' time, to be driven by Ayrton Senna. As we said, Ayrton Senna is driving in the Formula 3 British Series this year. Next year, he will get his break in the Tolman team, and then the year after, he gets another break and goes to the JPS Lotus. There you go. Currently, we've got Elio De Angelis there, and Nigel Mansell, 11 and 12. In 1983. There's Niki Lauda. He famously retired and then announced that he'll be joining McLaren and coming back out of retirement. And in fact, he won the 1984 World Championship, yeah, driving from McLaren. A bizarre thing, talking about this weather and talking about Ayrton Senna. Famously, Ayrton Senna drove magnificent in his Tolman at Monte Carlo. And if they wouldn't have stopped the race, the officials at Monaco that year in '84, I think Senna would have won. In fact, even Stefan Beloff was going equally, if not faster, further back down the track. He was going really quick as well, apparently. But yeah. And so Jackie Hicks, clerk of the course at the time, I think, he actually was advised to put out the red flag, and everyone got half points. Prost being, as we thought at the time, very lucky to get his win, because Senna and Beloff as well were both catching him at the rate of knots. The weather was bad, I must admit, so you can argue either way, that they should have even let it go a bit longer. Senna would have won, maybe even Beloff, but Prost got his win. But unfortunately, it came back to bite him a little bit, because he got half points. So instead of 9 points, he got actually 4.5 points. So and he lost the championship by half a point that year to Niki Lauda, his teammate. So it kind of I guess you could say it come back and bit him a little bit, but there you go. Swings and roundabouts and all that. But Lauda won by half a point. Lauda retired from the Monaco Grand Prix, so there was no points for him, half or otherwise. He stalled it at one of the corners, so I seem to remember, I can't remember the name of it exactly, the corner, but yeah, he spun and stalled it. There we go. I may pop out for one last hurrah, but I don't think I'm going to get much in the way of a time. So let's... feels a bit slippy. Feels a bit slippy. Looking forward to tomorrow though. It's going to be hopefully dry. I mean, even if it's a little bit wet, I seem to have better pace in the race conditions rather than qualifying against some of the higher guys, so higher teams. Yeah, it is quite soaked. It said that on the top. I'm not sure you can see the very top on my screen normally, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to smash any lap records in these conditions. But hopefully tomorrow will be another day and it will be nice and dry. Oh, I tell you what though, when you're in the dry, especially, well in the dry definitely, when we've got the quali fuel and the new tyres, it's really exhilarating actually. Really, and you're like giving it 10 tenths and you're just on the edge of adhesion. Yeah, you're just like on the edge all the time, and it's really quite cool. But here it's obviously, oh, I hit a puddle. Yeah, this is not conducive to fast lap times for me, these conditions. But yeah, so qualifying in general though, I am normally a little bit slower than the turbos. But in the race, ooh, different story. Not different, not completely different story. They're still fast, but I can kind of hold my own a little bit more. Got mail. Spear, I thought you was racing. What are you racing? What's coming up at 8:30 or something? Anything exciting? Oh, was that a Ferrari? Oh, it sounds really bad. Even the little taps sound really bad. Oh, sorry, Alboreto. That's Manfred Winkelhock. Oh, everyone's going. They go really slow there. Mind you, it's wet. Bed? What? What is this madness? Luke finding out who his sister was. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Oh my god. I've flat swapped my tyres. Must get some vibrations, but it could be partly to do with the weather, of course. No, Hauer, hang on. You're hang on, Mr. Hauer. I have watched some Star Wars. Thank you very much. I've watched out of the 12. Is there 12? I don't know how many there are. I'm guessing there are 12 of the normal trilogy. Well, you can't really call it trilogy. Is there 9? Oh, okay. Okay, right, so 9. I think I've seen 2 or maybe even 3. Or 4. No, I've seen some. I think I watched the first of the prequels. I haven't seen any after that though. Oops, oops, oops. Reading chat. I'm not going to get faster, am I? Anyway. Anyway, I started. I've watched one, and then I thought, hell, I'm not going to watch anymore. I'm going to wait for them all to be released, and then not going to be another 3. No, it's always it's going to be only 9 only, is it? No. I'm going to wait for them all to be released, and then I'm going to buy the box set if there is a box set. I'm sure there must be a box set, and then I will watch them all back to back. Well, maybe not the same day. This is always the thing, isn't it? I hear the sci-fi people all the time talking about, what do you watch first? Do you start with the prequels, or do you start in the order they were actually released? Good point, huh? What does everyone do? Should I watch the prequels, and then should I watch the 3 original ones after that, and then watch the 3 after that? It's all interesting stuff. This is absolute dire conditions. I think there's probably half like and half don't like the whee. Some films or TV shows they should just sort of leave alone. They shouldn't try and remake them. That's certainly true. Hey Annie. Wow, talking about Star Wars and Star Trek, and he's right there. You know what, Annie? I've stopped. I might start watching it again, but I haven't. I've stopped watching the Doctor Who. I haven't seen it for ages. I've completely missed out on the. I don't know how it's going to go. I sometimes stop and then I binge it again and catch up to date, and then stop for ages. I don't know. Maybe I should watch it again. This is just ridiculous, this weather. I'm hoping tomorrow for the race it's going to be lovely and sunny. You'd expect Brazil to be lovely, wouldn't you? I mean, I know it's February. Yeah, it's February. But come on, Brazil, it's warm, isn't it? Reboot of Doctor Who. What are those noises? Am I hitting puddles? My wife's still watching, so she can keep me up to date what's going on in the Doctor Who world. Yeah, this is crazy. But some cars I'm faster at. But as I say, Automobilista has improved in lots of areas, and AI is one of the areas. And it was quite funny, I've said this earlier on, but when the AI used to have a different... They used to be able to drive in the wet like they drive in the different physics. They drive in the... It was crazy. You just could never beat them in the wet, but now they're as they should be. Ooh, direct drive, Ben. Don't take your hands off the wheel. Oh, I hope it's not course marshals, Macintosh. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? I might do some more. Ooh, I broke and the car. I braked and the car went off to the right. I think it did break. Oops. So what shall I do next? Is there any races coming up at 8:30 or anything? Power or Spear or... Oh my goodness. So I think the end of this is a bit of a washout. More ways than one. Hopefully tomorrow's race will be nice and dry. We're going to be starting from 16th on the grid. Shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. Oh, okay. I've got it set to do that, have I? Fair enough. So there we go. There are the times. Ronnie O'Neill is on pole for tomorrow's race. Alain Prost is on the front row with him. Nelson Piquet and John Watson on row 2 in the McLaren and the Brabham, other way round. And then the Patrick Tambay and Derek Warwick in the Tolman. And there we go. Eddie Cheever, Andrew de Cesarist, Riccardo Patrese, Elio De Angelis, Manfred Winkelhock. And you have to go to the second page to find me. Lauda, Bowdy, Rosberg, Johansson, and there we go. 8th row of the grid, Ben Summers sharing it with Stefan Johansson in his Spirit Honda. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, they're going through all the different scenarios, aren't they, Annie? The different types. It's kind of funny in a way. Lafitte, Alberto, Mansell, Giacotto, Boutsen, and Sullivan, and Raul Bassel and Jean-Pierre Jarier, the two Ligiers, I think. Dyson vacuum